I'm Crimson. You might remember me from my last video analyzing my match against Big Monkey. It did really well, so I'm going over my match against Bad Gamer, also known as Jay. He won against Beef Salad, which pushes him into the quarterfinals of the ranked playoffs against me. Starting off, the statistics. He beats me in every single statistic, but it was the exact same with Big Monkey, and that didn't stop me from beating him, so I still have a good chance. Our achievements are pretty impressive. He has stuff like winning mid-season showdown, and I have 3 sub-8s in a row in ranked. First pick for the seed was Village, and you can tell right off the bat that he saves a lot of time on me by not having the settings change. It's a simple blacksmith seed. You'll see in a second that it's 10 obsidian, so all we're really thinking about is we need to make an iron pickaxe, get flint and steel, and we can enter. We both see this golem next to the tree, so we're gonna kill it for the iron for the flint and steel. But I realized that with the iron I could make some shears and shear this tree right here. This is one of the tallest naturally generating like oak log trees in the game, so it's kind of hard to shear. I still got a significant amount of blocks, and I end up entering around the same time as him with more blocks. We can tell right off the bat that it's a bridge bastion, and I'm looking to get this chest here. There's a gold sword and some iron, but I don't end up grabbing the iron even though I wanted to. Jay takes some weird terrain to the chalice going through the bastion, while I just go around. Seemingly enough, he gets a hoglin to chase him, and I didn't get it for some reason. Something interesting here is I showcased a strategy that I did in my match against Mungi, where I distract this piglin using gold on top of a pillar, so it gets distracted by it, and then it doesn't end up attacking me anymore. You can see I throw the gold here, and the piglin can't grab it, so it just stares at it for a long time. I take a pretty significant lead in the bastion, but I lose a lot of it to terrain to fort and just playing the bastion worse. I was pretty nervous for my first match against Jay, and I just didn't play it super well. Despite that, I'm still pretty ahead going into the blind, and once this first die drops, I realize I need to throw a second die because I have 96% on my Ninja Brain bot, and I'm recognizing like I didn't remember if the first die broke or not, so I go down to check, and then by the time I realize I'm so far off here that I realize I'm not going to be able to get both eyes. So I end up just jumping off for it, and I do lose a lot of time to this. Jay throws one eye and saves probably 15 seconds on me. After killing this rotation of blazes, I see a lot of strays on this like side, but my pearling is over there, so I'm scared of going over there and loading it. I end up killing this rotation and it works out fine. But we're pretty much tied now. I think my pearling was a little bit worse, and on top of that, I'm really hesitating on this terrain. Right here is really silly. I get super disoriented with where I'm going, and I just keep digging in the wrong spot trying to get to my coordinates. You can see I'm completely lost, and I spend like maybe 10-15 seconds just looking for where I'm going, even though I'm already on the courts. Despite that, I'm pretty far ahead, and I'm hoping for an instant spike, which I do get. You can see it right here. I have a good spike, but it instantly disappears, and I don't see it anymore. I get really confused, so I start going random directions, while Jay just instantly beelines it and he finds the portal room. I end up finding the portal room, but I'm so far behind that I just feel like I already lost. I'm getting really demotivated. Jay has a really bad pearl to the back 0 tower. He's forced to do 95 standing 0 setup on back 97. He has a lot of explosives, so the 0 should be easy, despite the fact that he has no arrows. But he ends up choking the side bed. This 0 is really easy for me. I've hit it hundreds, maybe thousands of times in practice. So I'm feeling really good about this, and I'm just hoping to kill the dragon before he wins. I'd already assumed that I lost, so I was just trying to like have fun and kill the dragon. I realized I had no arrows here either, and I ended up having a really bad 0. I killed the dragon regardless. The second seed was a shipwreck, and once again, you can tell Jay saves a lot of time on me just not having the settings changed because he goes into the world on 500% entity distance and the FOV that he likes. This overworld is pretty simple. There's not that many differences in our gameplay. I really messed up my crafting here, and I don't preemptively go for gravel. Because of this, I find the ravine super fast in comparison to him, but I still have to mine a bunch of gravel, so we end up being more tied than you'd think. Jay should be ahead here, but he went to a different magma part, and it ends up being like a 1 deep scuffed variation, while I just have a regular 2 deep and I end up farming gravel. I have a rough 10-second lead here, and I see the fortress going into the bastion, so I'm thinking that I should loot these 2 chests on the side to try and get extra obsidian, And then I can do a regular triple to gap route with the left triple. I grab pig step, but I accidentally put my wood in the chest, which loses a little bit of time. And I really have no idea why I grabbed pig step. I ended up giving it back to the piglin for fun, doing a little like clip farm. Our routing is very similar, but you can see on Jay's screen, he gets this weird chest that's really buried preemptively, and it has all the obsidian we need. Instead of getting that, I get this bad gap chest, and then I go up. Jay's pro hanging right now, but I'm out of the bastion. I have everything I need except for obsidian. I take some really weird terrain to this chest instead of just going through the gap, and it loses me a lot of time. We're very tied once again, and throwing this first eye, you can see that it breaks. Jay only has to throw one eye, so not only does that save time, but he didn't pearl down by accident like I did. A notable difference here is that you can see that I have no food while Jay has a garret. The reason he has garrets is he preemptively made them while I was waiting for obsidian trades, so I used all my gold. Despite entering the stronghold first, I take a while to really send my spike, and on top of that I have to def reset in the portal room. You can see that because of this, Jay enters the end first. It's a cage 0, and I end up choking the pearl clip just because I'm super nervous and I'm entering end second. It's a very hittable 0, and Jay does a nice job at killing the dragon. The third seed is Desert Temple. I see a lava pool right off the bat and I see these sheep, and since I got flint from the bottom of the river, I know that I can just get water here, kill a few sheep, and then enter. Jay sees a different lava pool than me, and he ends up killing more sheep, so he enters slower, but he arguably has a lead. I take some weird terrain to this stables bastion, but it works out really well, because when I dig through this wall, you can see that the triples are just right there. I can tell that it's triple triple right here, but for some reason I'm not really focused, and I end up going for a double triple route under the assumption that I'll get gold blocks in the chests. It works out fine, but something funny here is that I have 15 obsidian and I'm trading 9 gold for my final 5 obsidian, and I end up getting it. I was really scared that I'd have to get the third triple for the obsidian, and that Jay would save time on me because he did triple triple. But Jay didn't go for triple triple, and he had the same situation as me. We're pretty tied here, but I end up trying to go for this blaze, and there's a skeleton guarding it, so I give up on it. I lose probably 5 seconds to that, but I get these strays, which is kind of nice. And then I get a prowling to the spawner to the side, and I go to the other spawner. Jay does the exact same thing, so we're pretty tied up here. I'm not proud of all of how I TNT this spawner. You can tell I'm really nervous, and that I'm just kind of like shaking because of how close this match is so far. It ends up being okay, but it really could have been a lot cleaner. I have everything pre-crafted, so I'm just waiting for my last 3 rods. And after killing this cycle, I try to get a weird pearl hang, and it ends up just falling in lava anyway. I take a slight lead here, and something really important to notice is that since I'm using soul sand and I don't have soul speed, I try to build with nether brick going upwards. In comparison, Jay pearled directly on the coordinates, so he doesn't have to go up at all. I'm at Y34 while he's at Y32. You can see on Jay's screen he hits starter, and this is entirely because he built at Y32. And for me, since I built at a higher Y level, I hit the portal room out of pure chance. Usually you place the bed here, but my portal's literally blocking it, so I lose like 2 seconds to confusion because of my muscle memory placing the bed on this side every time. I take a commanding lead because getting the portal room spike from starter is really difficult because of how close it is to it. And despite that, I have this weird 0 mistake where I'm spamming right click and I place the block inside of myself. I don't block clutch on the pillar because the block pushes me outward, and at this point if I clutch, I'm going to take enough fall damage to kill me. I'm forced to pearl down, but I have a gapple, so I just instantly eat it, and then I try to go for an 88 standing 0. I hit it with a lot of time to spare, despite some really scuffed setup, and I do a clean 0. The next seed is Buried Treasure. You can see, as always, Jay saves a little time not having the settings change, but I find the Buried Treasure a lot faster, so I get a slight lead on him. Once again, Jay frontloads gravel, and I don't, but it doesn't matter because the flint rates are 1 for 2. I have some slight difficulties building my portal, so we're pretty tied despite me having a slight lead before. Once again, it's stables triple to gap, and the first thing I do is get these chests up here. Me and Jay have really similar routing up to this point, and one slight difference is that I get the single chest on the side for obsidian, and Jay doesn't. Because I got the obsidian chest, I know that I'm gonna be out based on the gold, while Jay is trying to get random chests throughout the bastion looking for obsidian. Top of that, he's trying to pearl hang, but this terrain is really terrible, and I find some really good terrain out the back of the bastion near my trading hall. I leave the bastion on 18 pearls, unaware of how little I have, so you can see me wasting a lot of my pearls here, despite only pearling short distances. Because of Jay's unique pearl hang, he enters the fortress at a different part, and it ends up saving him quite a bit of time, because I have some issues finding the spawner. You can see by now, we're about tied, and we're entering spawn around the same time, despite there being like a significant lead that I had. A noticeable difference is that I have 15 pearls, while Jay has about 30. When I was boating down in the fortress, my boat broke, so I'm trying to make a crafting table to make an oak boat, but I make a pressure plate by accident, so I have to mine 2 acacia logs. Something funny is that I lose my boat again. Right here when I'm boating down, I don't go close enough to the pillar before breaking my boat, so it just goes straight in lava. Because of this, if I come to a wall and I have to dig a lot, it means I won't be able to split call without throwing a pearl. And because I only have 15 pearls, it might mean that I can't zero if I waste a pearl. We take different terrain to the stronghold, and mine ends up being better, but I do hit this wall and I have to dig 60 blocks. I realize that I'm forced to throw this pearl if I wanted to save like 30 seconds, so I just send it. Since I only have 14 pearls, if it's a caged back dragon, then I pretty much can't hit the zero. And if it's a back dragon, it's very unlikely that I'll hit the zero. I see this chest in the stronghold pretty late, and I check it for a pearl, but I don't get it. I end up going towards my portal room spike, and I see the portal room immediately. Jay is super behind because of the train he took to the stronghold, so I have a very commanding lead. And since I'm up 1 to 2, if I hit this zero, it means I win. I'm really hoping for a front like cage zero, and I can instantly see it's exposed. So it's not caged, but it is back, which means this will be a very difficult zero. There's a chance I don't hit it. I have a very good pearl, and I know that I can hit 95, so at this point, I'm just hoping for the dragon not to fly. I have more than enough explosives to kill it, and I have a bow. I misplaced my bed up there, but it doesn't end up mattering because the dragon isn't low enough to break it, and I finished out the seed. I start shaking my mouse a lot as a sort of celebration because I'm very excited that I won the match. But since I don't have a bow and I wasted all my pearls on the zero, it means I have to go all the way down, which is super slow. And you can see because of that, I lose like 2 seconds having to run into the end fountain. This was a very exciting match for me, and I was really happy afterward. I'll let you listen to the post-match interview that Feinberg and Nerdy did with me. Can I curse?
You can say whatever you
Mhm.
want, bro.
Let's
It's your
go,
words.
bitch! Let's go! Oh god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That's awesome, man. Oh.
Oh man, congratulations, congratulations. How are you feeling after this semifinals qualification?
I think that tells you a lot. I'm feeling amazing, man. That's just, I'm so happy.
Yeah,
You played
congratulations.
great today. The story on a lot of the seeds ended up being the Bastion route. You playing 3 stables in a row. I think
Yeah.
you lost a lot of time on the first 2, and you gained 25 seconds on the stables in this last seed, and that basically won you the whole seed. You only entered the end 25 seconds faster. That was the biggest time save by far. Were you like getting more used to the stables as they were coming, or just obviously the Bastion has dozens of routes. So talk us through what you're thinking in the Bastions for the last couple seeds.
I mean, that second seed, I definitely played it wrong. I should have done triple triple. I assume Bad Gamer did triple triple, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Feinberg just lies to me here. Bad Gamer didn't do triple triple. He did double triple. And I have no idea why he thought he did triple triple. Yeah,
pretty
so
sure.
I was just thinking like, because at the very end of that, I had like 10 gold left and I needed 5 obsidian and then I got it somehow. And I was thinking like, I'm losing 30 seconds to this,
Mhm.
but I didn't.
Yeah, and we have to talk about the seed where you blinded into the or you you went into the portal room. How did you feel about that with the second portal going into the portal room?
Okay, so the last few days I've been having issues with my ninja brain, and I was messaging people too. I was like, my ninja brain's broken. I've missed free matches in a row, even though I had 99.9%. And I was sitting there like, this could be wrong because I had 99.9% on that measuring.
Mhm.
So I was thinking I could miss here and that could just be the game. And then I hit Portal Room and I'm like, did I just miss and hit it? But that's not what happened. I just built at a different Y level.
Yeah, just
But
game RNG, like literally decimals on the blocks, just like random snapping code, just gets you right behind starter.
Yeah, it was just that was just insane. That was wild.
It's beautiful cinema, and you're playing Doog. I'm pretty sure tomorrow.
oh man,
I
I'm not
mean,
happy about that.
you got through Jay, you got through Manji. Doog hasn't lost a seed yet
He
in the
hasn't.
bracket. Granted, his opponents have died against him
I will say,
in
like he played 5
finals.
matches and like
Yeah,
5 in a row. All of his opponents died. That's
that is true.
insane.
Yeah, so if you can be the player to not take
Don't
a
die.
death, and
Don't die.
you didn't take a death in this whole series, right? Like you
No,
could
I
give
died
Doog a run
when
for his money.
I died seed 2 against Mungie. I died in the stronghold to a zombie.
Mhm.
It was really weird.
That was last
Yeah,
week, though. This is
that was
this
last
week.
week. You're chilling now. You've all the
Yeah, man.
practice you put in since then. You're chilling now, right?
Yeah, I'm a new runner now.
Let's
I mean,
freaking go.
that's what it takes, right? A lot of it is just who's playing better the day of, right? So many players are so good nowadays. And today, I mean, at least in this match, you showed you had what it takes, pushing through all the RNG. I mean, even on that 0 in seed 3 where you fell off the tower, had the awareness to get back up with the golden apple.
Yeah,
Like you were able to lock in there and you win the series. You're up 3-1.
that's
You're
awesome,
a
man.
first time playoffs player in the top 4, 2
Mhm.
matches away from winning. How's it feel?
Yeah.
You ready? The pressure? What do you
I'm
think?
not ready to play against Dougal.
No, you gotta have confidence. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. Dude will die or mess up a 0. You know,
It's
I believe in you,
possible.
Kirsten.
I need to work on that. I don't believe in myself on this next match.
Would you
Well,
say you believed yourself in this match? Did you think you were gonna win this one
I was
beforehand?
thinking like, as long as I try my best in this match, I'll feel good. But I do feel like I have a pretty good chance at winning, and I ended
Okay.
up winning.
Well, maybe you never know. You never know what happens tomorrow. It could go anyway. So don't
Yeah,
count
true.
yourself out.
yeah, I mean, it is a single player thing at the end of the day. You play your best. That's all you can do. You did that today, won 3-1. If you do it tomorrow, we could see you on the top of the podium.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
That'd be crazy.
But great match. Thanks for being here. And we'll
Yeah.
see you back here tomorrow.
All right. See ya. With the interview being done, I'm gonna end the video since that was the end of the match. I'll have an analysis of my match against Dougal because it is already over, and I'm sure most of you watching not know the result of the match already, but I don't really want to spoil it. With that being said, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want, I don't know, and I'll see you around.